the industry for about 25 years. I've rehabbed a numerous of homes. And one of the things here in Texas that is prominent is mold and mildew. And when you walk into these old 1920, 1930 houses that have been boarded up, been closed up, the first thing you smell is nasty, nasty, nasty. Whether it's mold, mildew, cigarette smoke, cigar smoke, pet odor, it is ungodly in smell. And the first thing we know we have to do is we got to rip everything out. We got to rip the carpet out. We got to rip the flooring out. We got to rip the sheetrock, the paneling, the ceilings. We got to get rid of all that. Well, Ray in this machine has solutions to help offset a tremendous amount of cost. So we're going to talk to Ray, kind of let him kind of go into a lot of detail about this deodorizer, ionizer, and explain how it works, and share with each and every one of you, because there's a lot of those houses that were built in the 60s, 70s, and 80s that you don't need to gut out if you could just get rid of the smell. And a lot of it is in the carpet, but some of it's in the concrete. Some of it's up in the attic, up into the walls, and sometimes the keels, when you paint the keels on there, doesn't do the job. So Ray and Jim Benton, who has been working with Global for a multitude of years, have done a lot of research, a lot of development on this, a lot of testing, and have found that this thing is what we want to call a miracle worker for the rehabber. So Ray, I'm going to turn it over to you, kind of explain who you are, what you do, and how this machine can save a lot of money for our flippers.
Thanks, Toby. I am Ray Hackler. I'm the president of Caliber Sales, and I had the great opportunity of coming into contact with this company after I had worked in animal health for about 8 years.
Okay.
An animal health distributor. And the one thing that I became a subject matter expert on was wet disinfectants. So these guys came to me. I started my own company, and I had the great opportunity of finding these guys, and they wanted in the animal health vertical. So we've actually got them in the animal health vertical now, and this unit is currently being tested against the parvovirus, which is the hardest to kill animal pathogen.
Oh, wow.
And we're positive that it's going to work because of the technology, the patented technology that this uses.
Okay.
So we've got them in animal health, but I realized also that this thing has just massive potential in all kinds of other verticals. In fact, we've showed it to 1st Special Forces Command at Fort Bragg. The Army wants a piece of it for their ODAs and their op teams and things like that.
Because of the dirty gym socks and all that?
Oh my God, yeah. So, well, imagine you've got a 12-man ODA, Special Forces ODA, and you're living in a team house that's probably 1,000 square feet, if that. What's the worst thing that can happen other than getting shot at is sickness that goes around and gets passed from one team to the other, right?
Yep.
So this is going to solve that problem.
Why this product? There's a multitude of options out there for our clientele. Why this particular product?
You're right, Toby. There are dozens of UV air purifiers on the market today. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you that every one of them uses the same science and scientific process, and they're different from this one. This guy is set apart with a patented process that it uses. Now, all of the systems that are out there today rely on a filtration system and a UV light in order to kill pathogens that are passing through the unit. So they don't actually purify the air, they only purify the air that passes through the unit, because that air has to pass by the UV light and through a filter that has to be changed regularly. This is completely different. This uses a UV light inside of it not as something to kill pathogens, but as an energy source for what's called photohydro ionization. And it uses what's called a photovoltaic reactor to do that. So you've got a core UV light inside of here with a motor that sucks in air and runs air around the light, but the pathogens aren't being killed by the UV light. They're being killed by a process that brings in moisture in the air, uses the moisture with the UV light and passes it through a quad metallic cage that circles the UV light, and that is coated with mostly titanium dioxide. So the reaction that happens when this air hits titanium dioxide and is pushed out is a positive ionization of the air. And those ions now, those clusters of ions, seek out pathogens and volatile organic compounds such as cigarette smoke, pet odors, ethylene gas, formaldehyde, those kind of things that are coming off of cabinetry in the houses, and everywhere air can reach. These positive clusters of ions hit these pathogens and these volatile organic compounds, and they pull an extra electron from them, causing molecular dissociation. So the thing basically bleeds out. It's no longer effective.
Gotcha.
So everywhere air can reach, this thing is ionizing. which is totally different than other units where the air has to pass through the unit. And we know, obviously, we're sitting in a room maybe 1,000 square feet.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take for all of the air in here to pass through the return air grate,
Right.
and be right? So maybe 2 to 4 hours,
Okay.
but you're still going to have flushes of air that don't pass through. This doesn't use that science, so it's actually ionizing the air as opposed to bringing air through.
Gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha. When I'm going in and I'm taking down a house and I smell odor, I'm starting to rip stuff out, but I may not get all the way into the concrete. I may not get back in behind the cabinetry. I may not
Correct.
get behind up in the attic. So this machine is going to saturate every airspace in that building.
Everything, even hospitals, veterinary clinics, places that have to do heavy disinfecting, wet surface disinfecting, there are places that you don't reach. Underneath the lips of countertops, the
Right.
bottoms of chairs, inside of cabinet doors.
Right.
Air still gets to those places.
And
This
bacteria
is
sits in
doing,
it.
it's actually inactivating all of those volatile organic compounds, the cells and the pathogens. It's inactivating, and it does it everywhere air can reach, and it does it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, hands-free.